Alrighty, and welcome back. Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. Hope you're doing great today. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, an Easter weekend to those of you guys that celebrate it. We are back. It is Monday, April 21st. Taxes are done. You've got tariffs still going on. You've got a big loser. Fed Chair Jerome Powell, a big loser. Quote, calls him a major loser. The President of the United States calling the Fed Chair Jerome Powell. A lot of names. Very interesting. What an interesting thing. And you know what? Upon this news, I guess the S&P 500 is crashing. Back down, getting to the levels we were at, close to the levels we were at before this tariff pause occurred. And Bitcoin is surging up. And I've been telling you guys about my thoughts about this crypto market and saying I still think we slip lower, but do not be surprised if we come up and hit resistance at 88 and change. And guess what? Focals, if you take a look, if you just take a little peek here, let's go ahead. Share the screen, take a peek. Everybody take a look here. Look at what's going on. Oh, there's Bitcoin with a wick candle all the way up to this yellow line that has been here for a while. Just because there's very simply some weekly, there was some weekly candle closes up there. Let's look at that. There was some weekly candle wicks up there, should I say. Not even candle closes, candle wicks up there. So we got to get through this level, and it's going to be hard to do. And it's really going to be hard to do if the traditional market's coming down, and it's really going to be hard to do if tariffs are still ongoing, and it's really going to be hard to do with these games with the Fed and now the name calling. We're getting a pump on Bitcoin today. Very interesting. The dollar is going down in value, and as the DXY goes lower, Bitcoin is getting a little bit of a pump right now. In fact, Bitcoin dominance is skyrocketing upward, getting almost to its highest level since February of 2021. Bitcoin dominance is surging, which is beautiful. We love to see it until it goes the other way. And that's what we really want to see. We want to see it surge and then just crumble. Bitcoin dominance. We want you to crumble. Why? For an altcoin season. Bitcoin's still going to be great regardless if Bitcoin dominance is going up or down. I'm not worried about Bitcoin. You shouldn't be worried about Bitcoin. What you should be worried about is your altcoins, which frankly, I'm not too worried about. But you are all sitting here probably holding some altcoins, wondering when are these things going to get a pump? Well, we've got a lot of wild things happening right now. Scott in the chat, how's it going? Chris, Marty, we got Gio, I don't know how to say your name. Tony Mountain, John 316, Jimmy the Lip. Welcome, guys. Hope you're doing well today. Right now, we got some folks hopping in on YouTube. Give that a smash of the like button. And if you're watching on X, give us a repost and retweet it out. And let's get some more folks in here. Here's how we do it. We look at the basic news for the day. What's going on? What are the big stories? What are the top gainers, top losers? Dig into all these stories. And then at the end of this stream, we do a little Q&A for everybody. So get ready and let's do it. Let's change this tunage a little bit. New tune. Okay, great. Oh yeah, already played that one. Okay, so let me fix my screen share. I just saw that one away. Bitcoin's doing fine. It's doing very well. 88K is going to be resistance. So please, guys, keep a lookout on that. We do have total market cap that is also at our resistance that I don't have drawn out, but it is clearly a level of resistance to the wick back at March 2024's highs here for our total market cap. So this bodied weekly candle is currently sitting exactly at this peak of this candle right here. This previous weekly candle, though, looks good. And, you know, maybe I'm too bearish in the short term. Maybe I should be flipping bullish, but I just can't flip bullish in the short term unless I have not just the technicals coming together, but the fundamentals behind the narrative, okay? We have been talking about this weekly candle close for total market cap, and if it closed below this yellow line, we were surely going to come lower in my mind. Well, we got our weekly candle close green above it, which is a good thing, and it's part of the reason that Bitcoin is getting this beautiful pump up to this level of what could easily be resistance. It has been resistance. Does it still remain resistance? Only time will tell, right? But I wouldn't be surprised to still see a little bit of a slip down to the downside. This is getting caught up on the top of this wick. Bitcoin's getting caught up at 88 and change, which is all good. I'm okay with things getting caught up and we're playing in this land of chop, because again, the technicals are one thing, the fundamentals and the news is another, and we'll break some of that down for you guys. So there's a lot of good news, but there is a lot of uncertainty. Again, tap that like button on your way in, guys. Welcome to the Crypto Report. Glad to have you guys with us this Monday morning. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. But yeah, I mean, a day that Bitcoin's up 4.3%, that's really nice. Ethereum's up a little bit less. Bitcoin dominance is shooting up. XRP strong above $2. Again, I was expecting that as long as our total market cap stayed above the yellow line. It has. Our total market cap is still holding strong for now, which is great. So our top coins are showing a little bit of green today. Big gainers, big losers today. Stacks is one of the big gainers, getting a little bit of a relief rally after just getting crushed. Caspa is getting a little relief rally after also getting crushed. A lot of major altcoins have been getting crushed. Altcoins that, you know, have a lot of promise, but are just not able to break out and do what many people expected them and hope for them to still do. Can't happen until we get an altcoin season, okay? And that only happens when we get a couple of these other problems out of the way. Big losers today, not a lot of big losers today. Generally an up day for crypto, which is surprising because look at this man with the wide eyes and the hand on the chin on this headline. Stocks sync with Trump's tariffs and Powell bashing in focus. The sub headline going, the president assailed the Fed chair again on Monday, calling him a major loser. Trump asked Fed Chair Jerome Powell to lower the rates and calls him a major loser, a very big loser, biggest loser I've actually ever seen the likes of. Nobody's ever been so much of a loser magoozer. Let me tell you, that is basically what happened this morning. And here you go. You've got the S&P 500 down to 5,100. The Dow down 3% today is crazy. It's crazy. Okay. That's a little bit wild. Talking about what the falling US dollar has historically meant for stocks. Well, historically for crypto, it's bullish. I'm curious what they have to say about this. '16 periods where the US dollar weakened at least 5%. Looks like actually it's just like it's bullish for Bitcoin. I guess that could be good for stocks. There's no question in our minds that the performance within the U.S. equity market during the recent period of dollar weakening is far different for very understandable reasons than the previous regimes where the dollar weakened by 5% over the DXY. Hence, we couldn't say with confidence that just because something has not happened in the past, it can't happen this year. Gosh, look at how much uncertainty there is in that language. There is so much uncertainty in these markets right now, guys. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, you might say. Mrs. Crypto Kip says, big reminder, just as a reminder, baby Kip is sleeping. My little squid, sleeping it up right now. That's too loud. In other words, Mrs. Crypto Kip says, shh, Mr. Crypto Kip. He's so loud. He's so loud. Pump it up, buttercup. Oh, Bitcoin sees the biggest rally since Liberation Day as the US dollar sinks. So when we first saw these tariffs get implemented, we saw a big pump followed by a big dump. This is our biggest rally since Liberation Day. Are we going to dump back down? We're at resistance, 88K. 88K. Kind of big resistance. We're going to have to see, guys. We're going to have to see. I love this too. This little, the BTC DXY correlation snapped like a dry twig. This wasn't just a breakout. It was a rotation. Gold is screaming policy protest. Now Bitcoin is tagging in as the next anti-fiat weapon. You know, Tom Lee came out over the weekend. Tom Lee from Fundstrat. This man has had a lot of crypto predictions in the past. He came out and said that now that we are where we are, I forget exactly what his reasoning was, but his statement was he expects Bitcoin to rally like gold and, in fact, start catching up to gold. Now, what I want to remind everybody is, yes, Bitcoin's pumping versus the big crash on the DXY today, but I want to remind everybody it doesn't happen overnight. And a lot of people kind of start getting excited and writing articles like this, and, gold is screaming policy protest. Bitcoin would be in that, category as well. It's a protest on the current policy, a protest against the dollar, the off-ramp to the traditional finance system, the hedge against inflation, just like gold. That's what Bitcoin's supposed to be. And I agree with that. But they say this wasn't a breakout. It was a rotation. Yeah, I mean a little bit, but also it was a breakout, and the rotation from, people finding Bitcoin as a safe haven asset is going to be slow rotation. It's not like it happened overnight. And I just, that's what you get when folks are putting out content every day. And look, it's hard to put out content every day. I understand. Okay. But I like to kind of break it down and think about it and dissect it. And that's kind of where I'm at. I thought this was just an interesting story. Here's a man who was careful and followed instructions closely, but still lost his crypto. You saw, some company offer crypto services, tried to give it a try, tried to do a transaction, and totally messed up his transaction. This happens all the time. I don't know why this guy has an article written about him. Look, there are people that are losing money in crypto because of a lack of education and a lack of research all the time. That is the downside. There are a lot of steps, there are a lot of things that you have to be aware of, and you have to follow instructions very precisely. And I can't help but think this guy probably just messed up. And this is just kind of another crypto hit piece, which I'm interested in, but not really. So we are headed in the right direction for crypto overall. Right now, new article coming out, over 30% of wealthy Koreans prefer crypto as a long-term wealth strategy. This is very similar to kind of the stats we see continuing to grow. Here in the US, we saw that Gen Z was more likely to have crypto as a retirement fund instead of a 401k or other retirement products. It's very, very interesting, but it's not that surprising, especially when we're talking about Bitcoin. If you're talking about retirement and you're talking about Pepe, I don't love that. I don't love that at all. I think you can make money on Pepe, but I don't love it as a retirement strategy. I don't mind Bitcoin as a type of retirement strategy, personally, because I think that it's going to go a lot higher in the future. Chris T in the chat says, what if we had $90,000 today? Well, if we had $90,000 today, then we are seeing a breakout, a real breakout for crypto. And if we break $90,000 today, I wouldn't be surprised to see us floating around 90,000 or getting to 100,000 relatively quickly. I still wouldn't be expecting new highs in a hurry, but I would be expecting that we could be holding up in those levels and dancing around 90K for a while until we get a little more relief with inflation, with the Fed, and some of these policies. Chihuahua in the chat says get in, get out. I like that. If you're in a long right now and you're looking at Bitcoin touching the 88K level, I don't mind getting in and getting out. If you're talking about Koreans preferring crypto as long-term wealth strategy, I don't mind that either. I don't mind, holding Bitcoin for a long time. As for altcoins, get in low, get out high, and continue to shuffle profits as it continues to go higher. I always talk about if you think a coin's going to 10x, you take profit at 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, 6x, 7x, 8x, 9x, and if you're lucky, you get to take it at 10x, but you might only get to take it up to 4x. And then if you only go up to 4x, you're expecting a 10x. Well, then you're going to be pretty darn happy if you took some profit, anything at all, at the 4x instead of waiting for that 10x that never came. So I do look at it as a long-term wealth strategy. Clearly, I've got a YouTube channel all about crypto. Our focus is going to always be Bitcoin. It's always where you come home to, but there are a lot of ways to make a lot of money on altcoins as well. And we're waiting for an altcoin season, which I do believe will come at some point in the year 2025. And here you go. We really are seeing that resistance play out. As I was telling you guys, 88.5, we found resistance. This is what I've been telling you guys. If you guys enjoy this simple TA, smash that like button for me. I mean, guys, I called this out for you guys over the weekend. I told you we'd see resistance up here, and we almost met it exactly. I'm very proud of that little quick, easy, simple, obvious TA. And with things like that, guys, you can make some good money trading. If you want to trade, you could sign up for Blowfin. Check it out if you haven't done so already. These aren't times for trading, and this was an easy short to pick up. And, hey, if you shorted this top right here, right at the resistance, you're already in the profit. Again, who knows? Maybe we don't come back down to 83. You can shuffle some profit right here. You buy high. You sell high, buy low. Sell high, buy low. Buy low, sell high. Got a little confused there because I was thinking of a short. When you're shorting it, you're going to open your short high, and you're going to close it as it starts to fall lower. Here we are. A nice, quick move from just when I was getting the stream going. We're already down 0.8 something percent. That's a swift move. You can make money on a move like that in crypto, no doubt about it. What other stories do we have going on out there? You see Michael Saylor continuing to buy more Bitcoin. Again, contrary to what Fortune magazine wrote the other day, Michael Saylor is not buying more Bitcoin and he's going to pause as Bitcoin breaks down. Stupid article for the stupid short term from Fortune. And here we are, back-to-back weeks, Michael Saylor's buying $500 million worth of Bitcoin. Unbelievable. They got over 500,000 Bitcoin in their holdings. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Crypto Keeper says, hey, I learned by making mistakes in crypto. And that is excellent to hear somebody say that out loud. Crypto Keeper, unfortunate that it happened, that you made mistakes. But the truth is that's what happens when you're really taking it into your own hands, into a truly decentralized market where you can use DeFi wallets, or even if you're dealing with crypto tokens that are on exchanges, there is a learning curve and you have to be cautious, especially when you're sending money from one place to another. You got to be careful. Daryl says it does scare me a bit that we just take it for granted that Saylor keeps buying. Look, he's going to keep buying because it's going to go higher. Bitcoin's going to be worth $1 million one day. That's just kind of like, we got to face the facts on that here. Just got to face the facts on that. What are we looking at the future of crypto? Got holdings. Honestly, not feeling it. Should I stay from? You're not looking good on crypto. Look, Chihuahua, I'm bullish on crypto. I I especially Bitcoin, but I still believe altcoin season comes when Bitcoin gets another pump. Just waiting on that pump, right? But yeah, I mean, the accumulation from the big boys is still happening. There's many other. I mean, I saw another article that I didn't pull up about like Standard Chartered and Deutsche Bank getting more into crypto. There's something every day about it, guys. I mean, it's just obvious at this point where the crypto industry is headed. Up and away, okay? Not all the altcoins, but it's real. Crypto's now knocking back on the doors of the banks that previously shut it out. Circle, BitGo, other crypto firms plan to apply for bank charters or licenses. Now, Circle actually just had a stock that went public. This is the company that is responsible for USDC. Now, crypto companies going back to the table, getting into the banking system. They are not going to be debanked for long. We've had many hearing on that here in like the Senate House Committee, all these different things, many discussions about this. The SEC has acknowledged that, there was a boxing out from the banking industry and it wasn't fair to the crypto industry. You have the president who wants to make US the crypto capital of the world. Of course, these crypto companies are going to be getting banked now that we have a lot changing in the world of crypto. And a lot changing in the world. As a matter of fact, very interesting story today. Breaking news. Davos gathering founder Klaus Schwab quits as World Economic Forum chair. He did. This is unbelievable. Klaus Schwab quits as the head of the World Economic Forum. He was the face of this annual gathering. It became a symbol of global elites. They faced pressure from critics of globalization. There's a lot of critics of globalization. Who is going to replace him? We're going to see. But he has resigned as the chair of its trustees. It's not like it's going anywhere. He's 88 years old now. And he decided to step down from his position immediately. Maybe he's not feeling very healthy. Maybe he doesn't want things in the balance. With Vice Chairman Peter Brabeck serving as interim chair while they search for a new chair began. Breaking news. Elon Musk, the new head of the World Economic Forum. Who knows who it's going to be? But it's weird. The 88-year-old, just turned 88, is stepping down as his chair. As interesting, Pope Francis passes away, I believe on Easter, or was it this morning? It was this morning, the day after Easter. Pope Francis, the first Latin American pontiff who ministered with charming, humble style, according to the Associated Press, dies at 88. 88-year-olds. He just passed away. Charles Schwab stepping down, both 88. There's a lot of really old people that control a lot of stuff. Sad about the Pope, regardless if you're, just sad people passing. But two big events. Two interesting events. The Pope, bye-bye, and Klaus Schwab, bye-bye. We're seeing the head of Canada, Trudeau, go bye-bye. We're seeing Trump in office, which is wild in itself. We're seeing Elon Musk step up. This world is changing. What comes next? What a wild time to be alive, guys. There is a shift. I hope that it's a good shift. I don't know. But I'm watching it happen in front of my very eyes. And you've got China and Russia getting more and more interested in Bitcoin as this massive global shift is occurring. China and Russia are encouraging more domestic Bitcoin mining. This is according to the financial firm Jefferies. And we're seeing China also talk about a strategic reserve with the crypto that they've acquired from seizing it during any criminal activity that they've stumbled across as a global authority. Dale says, don't worry, Pope should be returning in 3 days. That's how it works, right? I don't know how it works, Daryl. I'm not I know there's the smoke in the towers. There's the black smoke and then the white smoke when they find a new pope. Is that what it is? So we're going to be looking at some smoke out of a chimney near the Vatican. Fun fact, I licked the walls of the Vatican. Yep, that's weird. I did. It's true. I also licked the White House. That's a fact. I'm not even joking. Those are real statements. Yes, the walls of the Vatican and the walls of the White House. That's real. Why? Because nobody else has ever done that. Maybe. I'm dead serious. I've been to both of those places. I've been to the White House and I've been to the Vatican. And I licked both. Fun fact. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, you like that, Daryl? There's somebody liked it. I'm pretty weird, guys. I'm pretty weird. I kind of regret licking the Vatican, thinking of all the years of pigeon poop on the outside of that brick wall. But the White House wall was very clean. Very clean wall. That's real. That's a real story, guys. Yeah. So a lot of news here today. A lot's been happening. What a crazy day. Kind of freaky. I know. Kind of freaky. My wife has just opened the door and is just looking in and going, what is going on? All right. I was a kid. I was like 18 years old. You know, she's just nodding. I was 18. I was 18 years old. Look, I was a kid. Okay. I was showing off in front of my friends, you know, whatever. Okay. All right. She's retreated from the doorway. I just got ultimately judged. A window licker. Hey, Daryl. I was a kid. All right. Perfect transition to a Q&A. Moving on from that. Oh, we're seeing resistance at 88.5. Exactly as I predicted. Pretty cool. H-bar is facing some resistance. I did an H-bar video earlier today. Already available for our members on our channel. If you're a member, you can already see what my video is for H-bar. It's coming out at 2 o'clock. Oh, you know what? It's not actually live yet. I'm going to put it live after this, but it'll come out right after the stream, and then it'll go live for the public at 2 o'clock if you want to check it out. Okay. Okie dokie then. Yeah, so let's put in a little level of resistance here for total market cap. Very cool. Very cool. Craig in the chat saying, let's hope this is it for Doge. Well, it's still holding support very well. Don't be surprised if you see 14 cents again. Mango Penguins, love that name. Says Trump will fire Powell. Market's pretty scared of that, apparently. Elizabeth Warren, we love Elizabeth Warren, don't we? She's been a very anti-crypto person. We do not love Elizabeth Warren because of her anti-crypto stance. She's pretty anti-crypto, and that's specific. I don't like when people are coming out anti-crypto. So if you come out anti-crypto, I'm not really going to like you, at least in the crypto world. She came out and basically said that, you know, if he fires the Fed, it's going to crash the markets. Even threatening to fire the Fed has already started to crash the S&P 500, which is down 3% today, which is crazy. But you know, she's right. I wonder what she knows that we don't know. She knows a lot that we don't know. That's for sure. Yeah. Daryl says, very anti-crypto. Yeah, she is. But she's right that Powell needs to serve out his term for stability. Probably. Yeah, probably. part of me, part of me is just like, I wonder what would happen if he did fire Fed. But at the same time, then it's like, it's always setting a precedent for like what the next person can do. And I don't know. We should just follow what the guidelines are. And he's done with his term at the end of next year or in the middle of next year anyways. So yeah, I don't know. Is it true that Amazon partnered with XRP? I just saw an Amazon truck drive by my window. I didn't see an XRP logo on it. Wink. I don't know, Scott. I should check it out. Let's see real quick. Let me check it out. I'm not seeing anything. It might just be a rumor on X. Glad you love the tunes, John. Me too, brother. Let's see. What do we got? I was looking at XRP Amazon. Let's see what we got. That's what I'm seeing. Yes, Amazon has partnered with Ripple to integrate XRP into its payment system. This partnership could lead to a quicker, more efficient payments for Amazon customers worldwide. Maybe this is Grok responding. I don't know if this is true. Amazon just dropped official doc confirming a partnership with Ripple. AWS first published this page detailing their partnership with Ripple in 2020. This partnership is not new. Bingo. There you go. Thank you, Community Notes. Fake news. Rumors. Gotcha, Scott. I got you covered, brother. We'll uncover that fake news, my friend. I had a feeling it wasn't true. If it was true, I would have heard about it. Generally. I don't know every single story, but darn, I do know a lot of them. Unfortunately. A lot of people are writing about XRP, though. And you just look up crypto news. Yeah, so a lot of people talking about the XRP when you just look up crypto. Keith Harmon, what are your thoughts on Robert Kiyosaki and his views about what is going on with BRICS and blockchain? That is very specific, Keith. I don't know. I'd have to look into it. I can't speak off the tongue on that one. That's a great question. And I would love to answer it, but I don't know what his specific views are on BRICS and blockchain. I would have to take another look at that. I've probably seen it at some point because I have read a lot about Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. I know exactly who he is. He loves gold. He loves silver. He invested into that stuff when he was a kid, and now he loves Bitcoin, and he believes that Bitcoin is going to go a lot higher. I can tell you all those things about Robert Kiyosaki, and I can tell you that he likes blockchain. I can't tell you what he knows or doesn't know, or his opinion on BRICS and blockchain, though. So I'd have to look into that one. Scott says traditional markets will see an impact of 10% loss in his total opinion. Well, today it's down 3%. That's pretty big. There is a lot of crazy news today. We covered it all. What else is going on, folks? Again, somebody asked about Dogecoin. Dogecoin's looking strong at support. Bitcoin hitting resistance. Again, I told you guys. What a great short opportunity this is. I just because I was live streaming, I should have opened a short at this morning. I did not. I should have. I've been talking about it, but you're not going to catch all the opportunities. But man, I called this one over the weekend. I mean, I was talking about it back here on Sunday. In my video yesterday, go back to both my videos that I did yesterday. If you want to test me, Go back to my videos that I did yesterday, and you will see that I talked about we're probably going to boost up to 88K. I said, I quote, I wouldn't be surprised if we moved up to 88.5, 88K, and came back down to touch 83 again because the macro has not changed. John 316 says, did baby Kip enjoy Easter? She did enjoy Easter. We went to both of our family's house yesterday. She had a cute little dress, had all the love in the world from the entire family. And you know what? She had such a full day. We put her down at 6:30 for bedtime last night, maybe 6:45 even. She slept till 8 a.m. today, which is the longest sleep the kiddos ever had. She had such a fun day that she was pooped out. So was I. If you guys want to trade, by the way, you can sign up for Blowfin. What an amazing call this one was, up to 88K. I told you. It would be... here's some other proof, by the way, of the great call that was made here. If you look at my X account, you can follow me at CryptoKipTweets. We are at resistance at 88.5. Short? Yeah. Short? Of course, short. I should have shorted. I didn't short. I should have shorted. I didn't short. I don't trade all the time, but I do trade a lot. Appreciate you, Scott. I've been seeing you in the comment section quite a bit. I appreciate you. Catching up. You're off the grid for the holiday weekend. Good. It's good to get off the grid. I try to get off the grid as much as I can. I'm going to have a little bit of a later stream on Wednesday. By the way, I got an in-person meeting with a new potential client, which I'm very excited about. And then I got another meeting on Thursday with another new potential client. Insurance sales are picking up. Got to close those deals so we can DCA into these markets, keep hitting those quotas and keep crushing some deals. What are your thoughts on next entry? 83K probably, brother. Look, we could retest back down to like 85K. 85K. What is going on? We could be coming back down to 85K. 85.5-ish would be a level I'd look at. Something like that for potential support. A little bit of bounce, maybe even into the 86s. But you took part of the short. Nice job, Waldo. Nice job, Waldo. My guy. Haven't seen you in a while, Waldo. How you been, dude? I think we come back down to 83. In fact, I think we come lower. You had your great opportunity for a short this morning. Maybe still a chance to short, but I don't like it. Because you could have some chop, some other wicks back up to 88 before, just like this. Just think about that. See this? I was 88. Just kidding. 88. Just kidding. 88. Just kidding. So you could easily have some games like that. So for now, if I was looking at two trades, there's three trades that I'd be looking at. One, any kind of short off 80, anything above 88.3, like you did, Waldo. Short. Long off 85 to 86, somewhere in that range. That's not a specific range, I know. You find your range that you like. I'll call it 85.8. And then another long off of 83 if we come down lower. I feel more confident about a long off 83 than I do at 85. It's kind of no man's land. We've come down to 83 so much, I think we can come revisit it again. And in fact, I am biased because of the news going on right now that I think we come. I'm still keeping 71 and 65K in the cards, okay? Marty, I'm still doing the lion giveaway. That guy didn't claim it. Thank you for the reminder. Okay, later today, I'm going to redo the giveaway because that guy never got back to me. Thanks, Marty. Daryl, and I want to be very clear too, is in that there is, if I think we're coming to 71 or 65K, there is a chance that we are not going to hold support at, 85 or 83. So it's the shorts in general are better than longs right now for me still. I'm still not in like long-term long position. I'm in unless you're very, very low leverage. But I am in the long-term hold positions. I'm into long-term holds for sure. But in terms of like long positions right now, got to wait for support. And then those are kind of quick trades because you're looking for a bounce, not like a full recovery. You're just looking for a bounce off support, get in, get out. That's what I like to do. Again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but that's kind of how I approach this stuff, guys. There's a bunch of you guys watching on X, a bunch of you guys watching on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Tap that like button, subscribe to the channel. You want to trade for yourself, you can sign up for Blowfin, $5,000 sign-up bonus when you use our link. Check it out. A lot of news today. Let's see who the new pope is. Let's see if the Fed chair Powell gets fired by Trump. Let's see if Bitcoin is really going to reject strongly and fiercely off 88.5. Like I talked about. What are your thoughts, guys? Let me know in the comments down below. H-bar video from me later today. A couple shorts as we do every day. And then Black C's got some content coming to you guys later as well. That's all I got. I'm Crypto Kip. This is a Crypto Report. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. DCA, HODL, you know the drill, guys. Do your own research. I will see you in the next one. All the love to you and your families. Again, hope you guys had a great weekend. Leave me some comments down below. I'll see you next time, y'all. Peace.